Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts. It's Sunday. You know what that means. Of course, it means you're here continuing the journey of Ben 10 Omniverse. This is Season 8, Episode 5. Of course, we'll not know the title until I get into the episode. Last week's episode, overall, it was decent. It was solid. It wasn't like amazing 10 out of 10, but it was a pretty solid episode overall, and I had a good time with it. There was a couple of interesting facts and things we saw in the episode that I think is very noteworthy. Number one, the return of Kai, which is always interesting, and Ben had a conversation with her that she actually never had, but yet when he traveled with Rook with these new bikes or whatever, that Ben 10,000 and Professor Paradox like reworked in episode 3 of Season 8, and turned him into like this like new like bike plane kind of thing that can travel through time, I guess, in a sense, because Ben had a conversation with Kai that never happened, which I'm like, what? And Rick tried to explain it, but Ben's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I kind of need to know what this means exactly, because can they technically change shit? Because Kai never had the conversation with Ben, and he's like, I already know about all of this stuff, about what you're looking for, this temple and all this stuff. We never saw that, but he already knows a lot of shit. I guess just to kind of, let's just get through it, I guess, but it's just like, what? Anyways, Kai kisses Ben as Accelerate, which is weird, but it is what it is. But there you go, boom, it's clear they like each other, but it's just kind of like, we gotta pretend, you know, we gotta be upset and kind of frustrated at each other and getting annoyed. It's like, we know where this is heading. We know. Now, Professor Paradox explained a little bit about as to why this temple exists and why the parts of, probably gonna mispronounce the name again, Maltrent, whatever, I have no idea. Anyways, voiced by Mark Hamill, the villain. I mean, you guys always get so frustrated that I can't pronounce the name right. I'm sorry, but I keep forgetting because I have work. I have a life. I have other shit I'm doing. I fucking forget. Do not kill me, okay? I'm trying. I'm sorry. So I try to find other ways to talk about the character without saying his name, because if I keep flubbing and fucking up, you guys are going to keep getting frustrated. But I'm sorry. I have a life. I don't focus just 100% of my time on Ben 10. So do not kill me. Anyways, the part that Professor Paradox put here in the temple was taken, which means he's getting closer and closer to becoming absolute and taking over, I guess, all of time. I don't really know, but Professor Paradox doesn't really mind. He's like, all right, in due time. Like, wait, what? I think because he knows, as far as the timeline is concerned, everything's fine right now, but there's no major concern as of yet. But I think once that does happen, then he'll want to jump into action and actually get shit done. But until then, don't worry about it. So, anyways, all right. So, without further ado, guys, I'm ready to dive into the episode to see what they show us here, guys. I'm curious to see what happens, and hopefully it's another good one, because we're getting closer and closer to the end. I need good shit. No more nonsense at the end here as we're getting closer and closer. Okay, guys, let's dive into now. Let's check it out. Let's go. Jesus. That had to hurt.
Watch the architecture.
Nice. Oh no.
Miss Tennyson.
Miss Tennyson.
Where's Lucky Girl?
It's cool to see this. Ooh. Okay. Kevin, yes.
One more time. Please.
Look for his car, please.
We should get out of here.
Oh, thank you, babe.
Wait, what?
Oh, goody.
Oh, goody. I always forget the intro. The new intro is crap. Ben 10. Ben 10. Third time's a charm. That's a good title. Oh. Oh my god. That's wild.
We did not exactly part ways with Charmcaster on the best of terms.
Yeah, she stole my car. Hold still. Wait.
Calm down, Jesus. He's trying to kill the goop.
Huh?
Wow. It's been a long time.
Don't move, Edwaja.
While adorable is quite pointless, lovely Gwen.
Crazy. Well,
Any of our doing, Gwendolyn. It is good to see you again.
it's good to see you,
I'm
yes.
sorry that it's because you are now trapped here forever, too.
We each know a lot about magic. If we put our heads together...
Maybe.
His head is on fire. I refuse to divulge even
I
one
refuse.
shred of my knowledge of...
I'd pity anyone who got stuck with one of you as a college
Now you're stuck with
roommate.
all of them.
Thank you, sir.
Like they say, watch pot never boils. This is like looking
This
for
is
a needle in a
boring.
stack of books.
That's not brainstorm. Oh, you can do that, I guess.
What
don't you ask the university employee with so much free time on his hands for his assistance?
I do not suppose you have any interest in
I
helping us look
suppose.
through all of these books about magic for...
Huh? Did somebody say magic? But do not let me see it. This is imperative.
You just
Put
saw.
it back in the deck. Is this your card?
Yes.
Real magic, whatever. But that was your card, Rook. I mean, how does he do it?
A magician never reveals his secrets.
For a groundskeeper, you sure do love magic.
Yeah.
Huh? What's not to love?
Am I the only one who cares that Gwendolyn is still missing? Gwen can take care
I mean,
of
yeah.
herself.
Well,
Why
she's
isn't
kind of
she
stuck.
back yet?
And there's Charmcaster to maybe explain what's happening.
What have you done with Gwen?
Yeah, what have you done? She's right there. Yep.
Say hello to my little friend. Hi.
So what's the plan, Charmcaster?
That was so much better than Charmcaster.
Way big!
Way big. I'm glad I didn't get way big.
Why do you even bother to call them out before you transform?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been asking myself that same question, eh?
Bad dog.
Leave the dog alone.
The block slobber, eh?
It's always that for some reason.
Transformatio. Oh, I so wish I could stay and play more with you boys, but I'm afraid
But what are you doing?
You must be going. Expiate.
What? Where did they go? Okay. Of course, of course. Shit.
New plan?
Incoming.
Yeah, dive.
I'm getting us out of here.
How do you know?
She is surrounded
She must have figured
the whole
out
building
something.
with some form of magic barrier.
I am Bazell, the most powerful manipulator of magic the universe has ever known. Custodial engineer.
Yeah, say it right.
Likely that a magic user of such magnitude would
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle. Oh,
Better?
sure, that's better.
Oh, what does that have to do with magic?
I don't think they're actually talking to her. Maybe not. I don't know. Wait, what?
You could hide this from me, Unky.
How'd you figure it out? I'm assuming that's not good. That oh,
Okay, Bazell.
Yeah, so Bazell, what are you gonna do with
Get us
your
in the
magic?
library.
are we actually gonna get inside, or what are we doing here?
Your spell isn't working, pal.
Spell?
This is an extremely urgent matter.
Yeah, we kind of need to
You're
get
the
in
most
there.
powerful wizard ever. Can't you just make Charmcaster disappear?
Blah! Real magic. I hate real magic.
While magic tricks are nothing but rules.
Mm-hmm. It's all about the misdirect.
The misdirect. And they're in. That was
You
easy.
see,
Maybe.
This is why magic is malarkey.
Oh,
Cabals and stratagems. I summon the mighty Bazell!
but he's right there. Oh.
Oh, the summoning continues.
The summoning. So now you're in control of Bazell, the weirdest guy, I think.
I'm the most powerful sorceress there is!
Why does Zed
Uh-oh.
keep behaving like this?
I don't know.
Totems have some weird effect on her?
Nice. Hammer time. Yeah.
You have to get Charmcaster to reach
Oh my god. She's talking.
What has gotten into you?
Listen, just, well, listen, I guess. Oh. Knock his opponent's out. There you go. Watch your back. Oh, damn.
You have such a cute little chipmunky voice, Gwen. Sorry.
You have to make Charmcaster reach into her magic bag.
Ow.
Nice. Another dragon. I just watched a Batman and Brave and the Bold episode that had a dragon. Who would have thought? A dragon back to back in two different shows.
Kicking of Hawk.
Sure.
Still being snarky.
Yes. This is exactly what I just saw in a sense with Batman and Brave and the Bold.
Yes, my car's still
Your
here.
car. Well, for now it's still here. Something's gonna happen to the car.
This is for stealing my
You gonna
ride.
run her over?
And you honestly think you have a chance?
I mean,
You've got no
they've defeated you
magic,
before.
Ben Tennyson. Holding my Bazell totem doesn't make you magic.
Oh?
Maybe, but this does. Abracadabra, alakazam. Check your bag.
Check your bag. Oh god. Okay. Oh. Kick her butt. Oh gosh, she's going in her own bag. What?
No.
Stuck in your own bag.
Ultimate magic user.
Not getting away.
We couldn't use magic ourselves in there, but I could create a trap.
And there you guys have it. And this episode was not focused on Professor Paradox or the impending time war and all this stuff occurring and all, but it was an interesting sidetracking story and episode because Charmcaster is back once again, and I guess she was just waiting for like the time for Gwen to find, Gwen to find Kevin's car. Sorry, I was just blanking on the name for a second. It's been a long day. I'm fucking exhausted. Find the car, and then boom, there's Charmcaster. And then she sends Kevin away, and then takes Gwen and puts her as a little totem, in which is like adorable little totem, in her bag. And in her bag is lovely Gwen. I know it's Morningstar, but of course, lovely Gwen. And then you had Hex, and then you had Adwacha, because I actually have the voice cast pulled up here because I don't remember that name for that character, so it's hard for me to remember the name. But Adwacha, because we've not really seen a lot of this character at all in the continuity of the show. He was a significant character in the episode that he was really showcased in with Charmcaster and revealing like his connection to her past and everything and stuff. But he was there in the mix as well, and Charmcaster needed to, I guess, get all of them, and including Bazel, which we've heard about. I think we've heard about this name Bazel as this magic user, these like totems or these runes for a while. And then we finally meet him, because at first I'm like, who is this janitor guy listening in on their conversation, right? After Kevin gets Rook and Ben to show up, which there was no discussion of how they got there or whatever, or the fact that they're in these new kind of time vehicles or whatever that can fly and whatever. But he's like listening, and then he's like right there listening. And then he's always like, pick a card, and like magic, but he's actually one of the original, I guess, magic users. And he's like, but magic, like real magic, his approach, and I guess it's because he's so good at magic, that it just doesn't really matter to him. Because to him, actual magic, like real magic, is boring. Because he made the point that, look, there's the art of misdirect. I open a door that's over here away from where Charmcaster has taken over the library, and this door, we go through it, it's going to pull you into some sort of like time spectrum space thing, and then you're magically going to appear within the walls that have been closed off by Charmcaster. You're going to appear now within the walls of the library, in the actual library itself. And he says, like, look, I opened a door, you're now here, you're here now. Boring. Like, there's no rules, it's just you can do whatever the fuck you want. But in magic trick, like cards, even though he's looking right at the card, he's looking at the cards displayed, and you pick one, you hand it back, he knows exactly what card you pulled. But there's rules within a magic card trick. To him, that's more interesting than just actually doing magic. And the fact that he got called or whatever, or like, what was it? Like he was summoned because she found out there was like in the middle of the actual library, there's like some sort of like clock, and there's like this other stuff, and it goes down and it creates like this actual like design on the floor. She gets all of the actual totems out of all the different characters that are within the totem itself. Of course, they're bickering and arguing with each other, and Gwen's getting annoyed. Understandable. But, like, okay, let's set a trap. But now she's like, okay, I'm going to pull them all out, and I'm going to become the most powerful magic user. Because I was wondering what her end goal was. And it's typical fashion for Charmcaster, or at least in terms of villains, is I'm going to be the most powerful this, or take over this. So that's pretty much what I was, I guess, expecting a little bit more of something besides it's just like her taking out the other magic users and becoming the most powerful magic user. But I guess out of all the things she's done, I guess this is one of those things she really hasn't really done before. But she calls upon Vazel. The way he's like, I've been called upon. And he's like spinning around and stuff, and he's like, I'm still spinning. I'm still being called upon. It's like, this guy is so weird. And interesting enough, because I'm looking at the voice cast for the few of the characters that I didn't know or don't remember exactly specifically. Voiced by Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob. And the way he plays, because he's voiced some characters within some of the shows I've watched besides, of course, SpongeBob, but shows I've been reacting to, and he always voices some interesting characters for sure. This is definitely one of the better ones, just the way he plays this role, the way they wrote this character, because he's been around, I guess, for so long. He's like, look, magic doesn't really give you like a wage. Like, it's not really like you can't really live off of just being, I guess, the most powerful magic user or whatever, one of the originals. And so he's just kind of like nonchalant about it because he didn't really care. He's like, oh, you guys want to go to the place that is kind of blocked off by Charmcaster? Like, she shielded off the whole thing. Okay, we'll go through this door. Doesn't really matter. Whatever. Like, that's funny. That's interesting to me. But then he's called upon. It's like, oh, I'm being called upon. I just find it funny how it's handled, because it's a different approach than I would expect for a character like this, especially with how powerful he is. But he really is unpredictable in that sense. Some good action overall. I was surprised that Kevin's car was not destroyed, which I was waiting for. The similarities too, as I mentioned in the reaction, because as I'm recording this video, I just recorded as well, literally before recording this, Batman Brave and the Bold. Sorry, like I said, it's been a long day. Tired. Batman Brave and the Bold, Season 1, Episode 5. And that is an episode where Batman goes back in time to the medieval era. And at one point, Excalibur, Sword in the Stone, which is like fucking bonkers, there's a dragon in the third act. There's a dragon. Not the same color, not the same design, but there's a dragon in the third act, a green dragon, and now we have a purple dragon. Charmcaster becomes a purple dragon. And then we have where Ben and Skird, which I call the snot, rocket or whatever, the snot little thing, gives Ben the freaking diamond head sword, and is treating it like he's a knight in shining armor going to go fight the freaking dragon. I'm like, we just had a version of this literally in the last thing I just watched, which was like 20-30 minutes ago. It's just funny how these episodes are releasing back to back in the same weekend. It's just bizarre timing. It really is just crazy timing how all of this works. But yeah, so this was a fun episode. Charmcaster, I feel like this is the end of her character. We're not going to see her again. That's just my theory, because we only have 4 episodes left. Holy shit. We only have 4 episodes left. But I'm guessing based on the fact that she's now within her own purse, and that the trick actually worked, the actual spell worked, that we're not going to see her again, which is completely fine, because I think she's had a great run, and it was cool to see some other characters in the mix terms of Dark Star, Michael Morningstar, lovely Gwen, and I'm looking at the voice cast here just to make sure, Adwaita, and Hex, just to see those characters one last time. So Hex, Adwaita, and Dark Star, just to kind of have them appear one more time, because I'm guessing we're not going to see them again, which I think is completely fine. And yeah, I think it's just a nice way to include some villains, some characters, especially with Adwaita we haven't seen in a while, just to kind of as a kind of wrap up piece, if you will. So I'm curious if we're going to get more of that, or if we're just going to dive back into the Time War stuff, which I would prefer, and maybe find ways along the way to include and kind of maybe highlight some last minute appearances from characters that we've seen along the way that are still around. But we'll see what happens. But I overall enjoyed this episode, had a good time, and love the similarities, like I said, with Batman, because it's just the weirdest timing of watching the episode of that show, and then that's dropping the day before this episode. Is like crazy timing. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.